Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today I will tell you about the most important questions of first year chemistry, short questions and the long questions. So let's get started. So this is my new book, sorry. Okay, so first chapter is basic concept. This chapter is also for a long question. So let me first tell you the short questions, important short questions of this chapter. So there is a question in this topic ion. The question is why formation of di-negative ion is an endothermic reaction. Okay, if you see here, they has written that the uni-negative ion formation is an exothermic reaction. Very important. There can also be another question, di-negative ion, why the formation of the di-negative ion is an endothermic reaction. So prepare this topic. Concept wise, definition of isotopes is very important. Then this is a long question, very important long question, mass spectrometry. And there is one more long question. This is the short question, this example one, very important short question. The whole statement will be your question, and there has written please justify the statement. You just have to write the average atomic masses, and you just have to prove it that the average atomic mass of the neon is 20.18, and you can also make a graph as well. Then next long question is this one, combustion analysis, second long question up to here. And basically in chemistry usually short question. So this is a long question, another long question, limiting reactant. Three important long question I told you. This is also, yield is also a long question, but it's about 50% important. The other three that I told you a few minutes ago are the important long questions. So remember one thing, please prepare your exercise MCQs, because your all the MCQs in your paper will be from your exercise. So prepare these exercises and these questions, like question number 9, very important for the short question. Like there has written the statement in your, there will be the statement in your question paper, like 23 gram of the sodium and 238 gram of the uranium have the equal number of the atoms in them, please justify. Okay, so you have to justify it. These are the important short questions, and these are the important short questions. Prepare these short questions. Definitions are not too much important, but justification and reasoning questions are very important in first year chemistry. Now move to the chapter number 2. This is a short chapter, like for the short question. So in this page the short question is just like fluted filter paper, how to use the fluted filter paper, gauge crucible, difference between gauge crucible and sintered glass crucible. Okay, choice of solvent is very important short question. Then how to dry the crystallized substance, very important short question. Examiner can also be asked about this one method, safe and reliable method. So when this question will come in your paper, what you have to write, you have to write about the vacuum desiccator and these 3 lines. Then next important short question of this chapter is how can we decolorize the undesirable color from our substances. So you have to write this one, like you have to use the word animal charcoal. Sublimation definition is important. Solvent extraction principle is important. So solvent extraction principle is this one, distribution law. Where is this there's distribution law or the partition law. Okay, so remember this law as well. In chromatography, remember the difference between the mobile phase and the stationary phase, difference between the partition and the adsorption chromatography. Okay, this is enough in this chapter. And there is one more question that is important. This is question number 4 for the short. This chapter is for the short question, so this is important short question as well. Now move to the chapter number 3, very important for the long as well as for the short questions. So the first very important short question is isotherm, and then you can move to the next. You can skip these pages, these are not too much important. General gas equation is very important for the long question, but remember one thing, maybe in your exam from this chapter numericals will come in your paper, so you just have to memorize the formula for the numericals. Okay, but this is the important long question, but in your paper numerical will become from this chapter. So sorry, SI units is very important for the short question. SI unit of R, like general gas constant. Please prepare these examples numericals, because from this chapter in your paper numerical will become. So skip these long questions like Dalton law, Graham's law, applications. Numericals are important. Do the difference between diffusion and effusion for the short question. Okay, and do this. This is very important numerical for long question. Then you can skip this. Yes, this is important short question. Causes of deviations from the ideality. Okay, there is the SI units A for A and B. There are the two constants, A, coefficient of attraction, and B, which is basically the excluded or incompressible volume. So you should know the units of A and B for the short questions. Okay, so numerical. Do all the examples and the exercise numericals. Okay, because we cannot guarantee that this is important numerical or this one. Numerical are important. All numericals are important. From the plasma, you just know what is the difference between the natural and the artificial plasma. It's enough. Then other short questions. Okay, where are the reasons? This one, question number 15. There are the 5 parts in the question number 15. Please do these questions, very important. Then these all are the numericals, so do these numericals. Chapter number 4, very important for the long as well as for the short questions. Basically all the chapters are important. Then London dispersion forces are the long question. Factors affecting the London forces are the important long question. Hydrogen bonding as well, the long questions. Okay. Then 3 important long question I told you in the liquid portion. Now move to the solid portion. Okay. From the solid, the like anisotropy, habit of crystals, symmetry, isomorphism, polymorphism, or transition temperature, allotropy are the short questions. And properties of finding solid is the first long question of solid, important. And properties of covalent solids. Do these two from the solid portion for the long questions. Oh, sorry. Properties of metallic crystal as well, but this is 50% important, not too much important. So what's about the short questions of this chapter? So you have to prepare the short question obviously from the back. So if you see These are the questions for the solid portion, so these questions for the liquid portion. Move to the question number 14. There are some parts, like 10 parts, very important for the short questions. So you have to do these short questions in the liquid portion, and what you have to do in the solid portion, these short questions. Okay, so if you want to know the most important short question among these, so let me highlight the, like, diamond is hard, why diamond is hard, and electrical insulator, why iodine dissolves readily in tetrachloromethane, why amorphous solid is also called a supercool liquids, cleavage is itself an isotropic behavior, and you can also, yes, sorry, this one also, why ionic crystals are highly brittle. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5, these five questions are very important short questions among these. So let me tell you about the liquid short questions as well. There are the 10 short question, but let me summarize these. You can do this one. Why justify evaporation causes cooling? Earthenware vessels keeps water cool. How? Vacuum distillation. Why heat of sublimation of iodine is very high? Okay. Now move to the chapter number 5, atomic structure. The first long question is the properties of the cathode rays. Okay, so there are the seven. There are 10 properties. You can do 6 properties as well, because the maximum marks of the long question is 5. So you can also learn up to 6. It is not compulsory that you should know the 10 properties. Okay. Properties of the positive rays, long question. Millikan's oil droplet, very important long question. This one, dual nature of matter or wave particle duality of matter. It's this is also an important long question. Do this. Heisenberg is important, but you can skip at this level. Okay, so these are the long question of this chapter. Now move to the short questions. So you should know what is Aufbau principle, Pauli's exclusion principle, and Hund's rule for the short questions. And there are the 2 exceptional cases, chromium and the copper. You should know the electronic configuration and about their exceptional behavior for the short question. And what about the other short questions? So obviously other short questions are the reasons. So where are these short questions? I am unable. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the short question from the back side. Like these short questions I told you earlier. So now, importance of Moseley law is important short question. There are the 2 effects, Zeeman and Stark effect. Okay, in point number 4. So you have to memorize the Zeeman and the Stark effect for the short question. If the question is like write about the defects of the Bohr atomic model, you can write Zeeman and Stark effect, same answer. Difference between the continuous and the line spectrum, short question this is. Then there are some definitions like frequency, wave number, wavelength for the short question. Prepare these for the short question. Okay. Properties of neutron. in the properties of neutron there is a difference, basically difference between the slow neutrons and the fast neutrons. Okay, the short question. There is one more short question. Justify that cathode rays are not rays, but these are the material particles. You have to write the point number 4 in the answer. Okay. Then there is also short. These all properties can be asked from you in the short question. So prepare these properties. Like you should know each and everything from these properties. Now move to the chapter number 6. Very lengthy chapter. Okay. So long question. Ionization energy is the first long question in this chapter. Ionic bond, important long question. Postulates of Vesper theory, very important. I think this is the most important question. Then MOT postulates are also important. Okay. These two diagrams are also important. And what about the short questions? Please move to the page number 194. These questions explain the following with the reasons. Very important short question of this chapter. And you should also know about Vesper theory, like CH4 structure, ammonia, water. This question number 8. Okay, question number 8 is important. And I have told you about the nitrogen and the oxygen molecular orbital theory. Okay, so that is enough from this chapter. Now chapter number 7. Important definitions of this chapter is difference between the spontaneous and non-spontaneous reaction system. Sometime examiner can be asked 4 definitions from you in the long question. Each definition will carry 1 marks. Okay, so be careful and remember and memorize all the definition of this chapter, like system, surrounding, state, function. And then first law of thermodynamics, it is the first long question, very important long question. Enthalpy is also long question. These are the definitions short for the short question. And Hess's law is the third long question of this chapter. You should know. Okay. And for the short questions, question number 4, question number 5, and the question number 5A and the B part. These are the same definitions that is on the back side of the chapter. Okay. Please, question number 6 is very important. Like difference between the spontaneous, non-spontaneous. Explain burning of a candle is a spontaneous. Okay, is it true that non-spontaneous never happen in the universe? So these are the important questions from this chapter. If you move to the chapter number 8, so from this chapter numerical will become in your paper. So let me tell you the important numericals of this chapter, but all the numericals are important, but this example number 2 for the numerical is important. There was this one example number 4 is important. Okay. And you should know the definition, what is solubility product, what is buffer capacity, difference between the acidic and basic buffer. Example number 6 and example number 7, very important examples. And from the exercise there are the numericals. Question number 25, question number 24, question number 23 A part, question number 22 all parts, question number 21 B part. Okay, these are the important numericals of the exercise. And what about the short question of this chapter? So for the short questions, I have told you that remember the definition, define solubility, product, buffer capacity, difference between the acidic and the basic buffers, and why do we need buffer solution, how common ion effect works. Okay, so you can there are the 3 examples, you can one example. Difference between the pH and POH. There can also be a question in your paper, prove pH plus POH is equal to 14. How can we maximize the yield of sulfur trioxide? How can we maximize the yield of ammonia by Haber process? Effect of catalyst on equilibrium constant, effect of pressure and the volume, and applications like direction of reaction and extent of reaction. Okay, so these are the some short question of this chapter. If you will skip the chapter number 9, you can do your paper. And you can also skip the chapter number 10. But if you are skipping the chapter number 9 and the chapter number 10, you should know each and everything of the rest of the chapters. Okay? But I will tell you important things of this chapter as well. Some students are going to be skip these chapters. So for the long question, Raoult's law is important long question. Lowering of vapor pressure is important long question. Okay, and elevation of boiling point. And for the short question of chapter number 9, you have to do the question number 6, question number 7, question number 10, A part, B part, question number 11 and question number 12. These are important short questions. And can you see question number 4 on the top? Definitions, homogeneous phase, concentrated solutions. There are a lot of definition, but you just know what is non-ideal solution, what is heat of hydration, difference between the zeotropic and azeotropic solution or mixture, what is water of crystallization. Chapter number 10. Important long question, galvanic cell. Okay. Short question, function of salt bridge. Define electrode potential. Short question. Standard hydrogen electrode. This is a short question. But what is SHE and how you can measure the electrode potential? This is the long question. Justify, how can you predict the feasibility of a chemical reaction? So in this question you will write this one answer. Okay. How can we calculate the voltage or EMF? You have to write this one. relative chemical reactivity of metal for the short question, and reaction of metal with dilute acid for the short question. Difference between the secondary and the primary cells in this paragraph for the short question. Lead accumulator, this is the most important long question of this chapter. Lead accumulator, lead acid batteries. You have to write the discharging and recharging in your paper. Fuel cells is also important long question. I have told you the short question side by side the long question, but in the exercise, if you want to know the short questions, you should know how to find the oxidation number. This one, difference between ionization and electrolysis, and this one question. Okay, very important. 4 short questions. Chapter number 11 is also short question. So first short question, define rate of reaction. Okay, definition and formula and the unit. Define instantaneous and the average rate. What is velocity constant? Order of reaction is very important. Examiner can be asked any one order, like first order, second order and third order. Then method of large excess. Difference between the homogeneous and heterogeneous catalysis. These are some characteristics of the catalyst. So these 8 characteristics are basically the 8 short questions. Like, justify catalyst is specific in its action, you have to write this point. Effect of temperature on catalyst, you have to write this one. What happen if catalytic poisoning occur, this one short question. Okay, so you have to read and memorize the things like this. What is autocatalyst? So these are the some important short question of this chapter. So if you have any issue in any topic, please you can ask from me. You can write in the comment section, I will give you the answer. Okay, so if you have any other issue, you can tell to me. If you want help in your numericals, because your paper will be, I think, start from July, 7th of July. So if you have any issue, any query in any example or in any numerical in any topic, you can just write the name of the topic or book page number in your in the comment section. I will love to help. Okay, so I will glad. Thank you. Actually today I'm little bit ill, so my voice is like this, but I will try my best. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.